Have you ever felt the weight of disappointment, the sting of failure, or the pain of trying your best only to fall short? Maybe you've reached a point where you're afraid to try again because the scars of the past hold you back. But today, God has a message just for you. Try again, this time with me. I will never send you into a situation alone. I will go before you and stand by you. This isn't just encouragement. It's a promise from the Almighty, the one who holds all things together. God's presence in your life changes everything, and this message will fill your heart with hope and determination to move forward in faith. There's something comforting in knowing that God doesn't ask us to face life's challenges alone. He knows your fears, your doubts, and the reasons you've hesitated to take that next step. But today, He's inviting you to try again, this time with Him by your side. His presence is the guarantee of victory, not because of what you can do, but because of what He can accomplish through you. Failures are not final when God is involved. What the world calls defeat, God calls preparation. The times you stumbled were not meant to define you, but to refine you. He was working in the background, building your faith and shaping your character. With God leading the way, your setbacks can become setups for a greater purpose. When God says, "I will never send you into a situation alone," it's a reminder of His omnipresence. Wherever you go, He's already there. He goes before you to prepare the way, stands beside you to strengthen you, and surrounds you to protect you. His love is a fortress, and His faithfulness is your shield. Many times we give up because we lean on our own understanding. We calculate the odds, and when they seem impossible, we shrink back. But God specializes in the impossible. When you trust Him, He turns obstacles into opportunities. He makes a way where there seems to be no way. Think of Peter walking on water. As long as his eyes were fixed on Jesus, he defied the natural laws. But the moment he looked at the wind and waves, fear took over and he began to sink. God is reminding you today to fix your eyes on Him. With Him, you can walk through situations that once seemed insurmountable. Sometimes fear whispers lies into your heart, telling you that you'll fail again if you try. But God's voice is louder. He says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for I am with you wherever you go. His strength in you is greater than the fear around you." You may feel unqualified, but God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. Your inadequacies are the perfect canvas for His power to shine through. He's not looking for perfection. He's looking for surrender. When you place your trust in Him, He equips you for the journey. Trying again with God means letting go of control. It's acknowledging that you can't do it alone, and that's okay. His strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you step aside and let Him take the lead, miracles happen. God knows the battles you're fighting, both seen and unseen. He knows the thoughts that keep you up at night and the tears you cry in secret, but He also knows the victory He has planned for you. When you align your plans with His purpose, breakthrough is inevitable. You're not starting from scratch, you're starting with experience. Every failure taught you something, and every setback added to your testimony. God is weaving those pieces together into a beautiful story of redemption and triumph. God's timing is perfect. You may have tried before and felt like the door was slammed shut. But what if that delay was God's protection? What if He was preparing you for something better? Trust His timing even when it doesn't align with yours. Prayer is your greatest weapon. Before you try again, lay everything at His feet. Seek His guidance and He will direct your steps. When you invite God into your plans, they become His plans, and His plans, and His plans never fail. You're not defined by your past mistakes. In God's eyes, you are a new creation. The old is gone, and the new has come. Don't let the enemy convince you that your past disqualifies you from God's future. Trying again with God is an act of faith. Faith isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. Every step you take in faith is a step closer to the promise God has for you. Trust Him to guide your path. When you partner with God, even your small efforts yield great results. He multiplies what you offer Him. Just like the boy with the loaves and fishes, God can take what you have and use it to feed the multitudes. Your journey is not just about you. When you try again with God, your testimony becomes a source of encouragement for others. Your victory will inspire someone else to trust God and take their own leap of faith. Remember, God's promises are yes and amen. If He said He would be with you, He will. If He said He would make a way, He will. Stand on His word and trust that He is faithful to do what He has promised. God delights in your perseverance. Every time you choose to trust Him and try again, you're demonstrating your faith. And without faith, it's impossible to please Him. Your persistence is a testament to your belief in His power. When God invites you to try again, He's extending His grace to you. Grace means you don't have to carry the burden of perfection or the fear of failure. God's grace equips you with strength, wisdom, and courage to take steps you never thought possible. His grace is sufficient, and His power is made perfect in your weakness. Trying again doesn't mean starting over. It means building on what God has already started in your life. Every season, whether fruitful or barren, has added value to your journey. God is taking all those experiences and using them to prepare you for the blessings ahead. God sees your potential even when you don't. He looks beyond your insecurities and limitations to the masterpiece He created. When you trust Him to guide you, He'll reveal the hidden strengths and talents you never knew you had. His plans for you exceed anything you could imagine. Life's disappointments often make us wary of trusting again, but God is not like the world. He never fails, never lies, and never abandons His children. His invitation to try again comes with the assurance of His unfailing love and faithfulness. When God says, "Let's go," you can move forward with confidence. Think of Abraham, who was called to leave everything familiar and step into the unknown. He didn't have all the answers, but he trusted God's promise. And because of his obedience, he became the father of many nations. Like Abraham, your willingness to try again will unlock blessings not only for you, but for generations to come. When you walk with God, He doesn't just lead you. He carries you through the storms. He's the calm in the chaos and the light in the darkness. Trusting Him to walk with you means knowing that no matter how rough the journey gets, you're never alone. God is the author of new beginnings. If your past attempts ended in failure, know that He's writing a new chapter for you. It's a chapter filled with hope, grace, and the fulfillment of His promises. He's saying, "Don't give up. I'm not finished with you yet." Faith requires action. Trusting God means stepping out in obedience even when you don't see the full picture. Just like the Israelites who stepped into the Red Sea before it parted, your faith will activate the miracles God has prepared for you. The world may say, "Why try again? You've already failed." But God says, "My plans for you are good, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." His plans are unshaken by your past. They are anchored in His eternal purpose for your life. God is not asking you to try again because He needs you to succeed. He's asking because He wants you to trust Him. Your obedience is an act of worship, a declaration that you believe His power more than your circumstances. Success is the natural outcome of surrendering your plans to Him. Every journey with God begins with prayer. Before you take your next step, pause and seek His guidance. Prayer aligns your heart with His will and invites His presence into your plans. When you pray, you're not just speaking to God, you're partnering with Him. God's presence turns ordinary moments into extraordinary opportunities. When you involve Him in your efforts, you're not just working toward a goal, you're living out your purpose. Trusting Him means knowing that your journey is about more than just the destination. Fear of failure often paralyzes us, but God didn't give you a spirit of fear. He gave you power, love, and a sound mind. When you try again with Him, you're stepping into the confidence that comes from being a child of the Most High God. When Peter cast his net again after Jesus' instruction, he caught more fish than he could handle. That same God is telling you to cast your net again. The difference this time is that you're doing it at His command. And when God speaks, abundance follows. Your struggles are not wasted. Every tear, every prayer, every sleepless night has been seen by God. He's taking what the enemy meant for harm and turning it into something beautiful. The very thing that once brought you pain will become the testimony that brings you joy. God's timing is perfect, and His delays are not denials. When He asks you to wait, it's because He's preparing something better than you could imagine. Trying again with Him means trusting not just His plan, but also His timing. You may feel like you don't have the strength to try again, but God's strength is made perfect in your weakness. He doesn't need you to be strong. He just needs you to be willing. His power will carry you through. When you partner with God, even the smallest steps lead to great victories. Your obedience today sets the stage for the blessings of tomorrow. God doesn't need big actions. He just needs a heart fully surrendered to Him. Sometimes the greatest victories come after the greatest struggles. The enemy fights hardest when you're closest to your breakthrough. Don't let discouragement hold you back. God is saying, press on, my child, I'm with you. God's love for you is unshakable. He's not just cheering you on from the sidelines, He's actively working for your good. When you try again with Him, you're stepping into a future that has already been secured by His grace. Your journey is a testament to God's faithfulness. Every time you rise after a fall, you're declaring that His power is greater than your struggles. Trust Him to lead you, and you'll find that His plans are worth the wait. God's plans are bigger than anything you could dream for yourself. When He says try again, it's because He's inviting you into something greater. Trust Him, and you'll see His glory revealed in your life. God doesn't just want you to succeed. He wants you to grow. Every trial, every setback, every closed door has been an opportunity for you to draw closer to Him. Your growth is His greatest victory. Remember, God is for you. If He is for you, who can be against you? The Creator of the universe is on your side, guiding your steps and opening doors no one can shut. You are never alone when you walk with Him. As you prepare to try again, remember that God's plans for you are filled with hope, joy, and peace. He's not just leading you to a destination. He's walking with you every step of the way. Trust Him, and you'll find rest for your soul. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. God is saying, try again, my child, and this time let me lead. His strength, His wisdom, and His love will carry you through to victory. He's saying to you, I have not forgotten you. Trust me, I'm making all things new. Trying again with God isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about walking in His presence. His love, His peace, and His joy are with you every step of the way. Trust Him, and you'll find that His presence is all you need. As you take this step of faith, remember that God's plans are good, His timing is perfect, and His love for you is eternal. He's saying, try again, my child, and watch what I will do. Trust Him, and you'll see that with God, all things are possible.